I'm going to be showing you now to do the half stitch, and it is literally just making half of the whole stitch. So what you'll be doing is a cross and a twist. That's it, not a cross twist, which is a whole stitch. So this is already set up to do a half stitch from the previous whole stitch that I had made, and each of the passive pairs already has a twist started. If this happened to be a cloth stitch ground, then you would have to add, because a cloth stitch ground has parallel pairs of threads, they would have to be a twist would have to be added. The worker pair will have a different function, whereas they will, by doing only a cross and a twist, only one of the bobbins will travel. In this case, it will be always the inside of the pair, and the outside will stay along the edge. This is a good reason why I have the worker pair as red and the passives as light colored, so that you can see where the worker bobbin is making its trail. So to do a half stitch, you do a cross and a twist, and that is it for right now. Notice that you are now going to be separating the worker pair. This will become your worker bobbin. This one will stay with this pair. So now lay that pair aside, bring up the next pair, and now this bobbin will travel through this pair, but you still need this other bobbin to create the cross and twist. So you cross the middles and then twist. Now lay this pair to the side and grab up the next pair. Do the same thing, cross and twist, and lay that aside. Pick up the next pair, cross and twist, and notice what's happening. This worker bobbin is working through all the pairs, and the pairs are actually exchanging their partners as we go along. But you don't have to worry about that. Just continue, cross, and twist. It's the worker bobbin that you need to make sure is going through. As you can see, that one red worker bobbin has worked its way through. Also notice that there is a twist before the worker bobbin comes through and a twist after. So now we're going to pin the edge pair, and in this exercise I am not going to do a double twist for the edge, just so that you can see that now this pair of bobbins, this is your outside, which was the worker bobbin. This is your inside bobbin. It now becomes your worker bobbin for the next row, which goes to the left. So you do the same thing, cross and a twist, and lay this pair aside. Pick up the next pair, and this one right here is still my worker bobbin, cross and a twist. lay those aside. Pick up the next pair, cross and twist, lay it aside, cross, twist, lay it aside. Here's my last pair, and this is the original worker bobbin from the previous round. You cross and a twist, and it doesn't have any significance other than it is now just part of that pair. So pin it, and this was the worker pair. See if I tug on it, see what happens. That is the worker bobbin. Oops, there we go. There we go. So when we tighten cloth stitch, pull on the worker bobbin, the others will follow suit, and what you can do is you just kind of stroke all the pairs of bobbins downward and they will come in line. But you need to make sure that they stay with their pairs while you're working, so they don't play with the other pairs just yet. So you need to make sure that you keep them separate. And there is a twist before the worker pair passes and a twist after. So now this one becomes the worker pair. This worker pair from the previous round is now becoming a passive. So now we're going to work this next round of half stitch. As you continue working, you notice that the red bobbin pairs finally meet in the center. They've worked both sides. That's the way the trail will happen. And this is my worker pair, my worker bobbin right here. I'm still continuing to do the cross and a twist. I'm just showing you what happens as each bobbin is replacing their station as a worker bobbin. And the thing with half stitch is as opposed to whole stitch, is as you're working the cross and twist, give them a tug each time. If you notice, when I tugged on it, the stitches above will adjust and become in line. And if you can see, it's almost a star shape. Each of the threads create this star shape because there is one single thread that goes back and forth, whether it's a red or a white. They exchange being worker bobbins. And then you have the passives, which go diagonally. So I'm working this last one. And that is pretty much all there is to a half stitch. it took only 2 more passes of worker bobbins so that finally the 2 red bobbin are now become a pair at the edge right here, as you can see. So it creates a big X, and that's what I wanted you to see, is that they eventually will become a pair again. And now it's set up to do a half stitch or any other kind of combination stitches.